We are logged in. What's up? Now let me go to my profile. Um, what's good? Got all right, I got two friends that are live. All right, let me share this out. Let me copy the link. Just send via the DMs. I am not about to promote. Twitter can fuck off. Uh, now, all right, we got 31 people in StreamYard. Yeah, let's copy the link. Daily dosage of truth. Appreciate that. At everyone. I got some more videos down pat coming soon. Uh, Copy the link. This one guy tried to debunk you. What's up, Tahonga? Tried to debunk me. It's like, whatever. Oh, nice. Thank you for the heartbeat. Thank you for joining the team. Thank you for joining the team. And we got 41 people in the stream yard. Let's see. We got eight, nine. I don't know who else joined. 8 people on TikTok. I'm sure people ought to start coming in. You prove that your ancestors came from Africa. This should be an interesting one. This should be an interesting one tonight. I cannot prove it. Hey, what's up, Lisa? How you doing? What's up, Groove? Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up, y'all. You tell me. Let's get the likes up. Let's get up to 1,000 likes. Let's go. Bang that, tap that screen. Tap that screen. Black Americans are not Indian. I'm glad you're not the dictator. Man, what's up, y'all? I just came out of jujitsu. I just can't. I believe they did though. I just can't prove it. Okay, okay. I just sent some game information on it, but some would say 23 and me could prove it. The company that's about to go bankrupt, of course. Of course, of course it would. Do you know how to read? What's up, Tay? Yeah, I did DNA. I'm 25% European too. She's 25. Oh my goodness, not 25%. She's a quarter European, y'all. Blunted cookies. Can I even say that? Oof. Let's get some fruits up in here. Oh, we already up to 1,000 likes. Yeah, it hurts how it got there, but it's true. Wow. So don't faint. I need you for the stream. We might need you for the stream, so don't pass out on us yet. Do you need to prove of gravity too? I might. I might. What's up, Lord Natural? What's up, Amaru? I was born in Africa. Well, this don't pertain to you then. What's no, I can't prove it, but I believe it. How can you? I don't know, man. A genie in the bottle? Maybe a genie in the bottle can help you. What's up, CR? It's the Nates of America. Who's the Nates? I, I don't know, man. Just you can prove you have YT blood. How is that? There's only 2 ancestor groups in ancient America for Black people. Who are the 2 ancestor groups? This should be interesting. What's up, CR? Ship logs. Okay, you're right. Ship logs can prove that somebody came from America. Recounts. Okay, but does everybody have an ancestor that comes off a ship log? That's the next question. Toi and Booty. Toi and Booty, my brother. Toi and Booty. What's I can prove I am not. I can shut up. So, what's up, Emmanuel? What's going on?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Um, I was gonna say that I don't think I know my aunt did a DNA test and she found out all her DNA, and that's my mom's sister. So obviously it's not my DNA, but since we close relatives, I figured like we got some this share something, you know. And she's all over the map. Like she got some
Good to
Asian
see you
stuff,
too, Emmanuel. Oh,
white
my bad. Go
stuff
ahead.
from Africa. So I don't
Mm,
really know. Like I don't know if I can. I haven't tried to trace myself all the way back to like the 16 or 1500s. So
You say you can't get past the what?
I said I've never tried to trace myself like past like this, like all the way back to like the 14, 13, 15,
I
like
don't
the
know why
Barnett.
TikTok does that.
It
Oh,
really
okay.
is.
So you never done a family tree. It's weird. Oh yeah, I'll
Um,
have to break myself. Yeah, TikTok is weird when people join the
no,
stage.
I have never done a family tree, but I mean, based off what because usually before 23andMe came along and Ancestry.com, people was really just going off stories and whatever other people said. Whether it was from your grandparents or cousins and aunts and uncles or whatever you heard at the family reunions or cookouts, you never really knew exactly where you came from, and you just went with whatever everybody else said. Times out of 10, you because people didn't really know, everybody just went with the got ancestry from Africa because of my skin color, you know.
Mm. Well then, so you so who are the oldest people in your family? Have you ever talked to them about where you came from?
Um, so the oldest
What's
people
up, Creole girl?
specifically right now is my grandpa and my grandma on my mom's side, because my grandpa and my grandma on my dad's side passed away in the past couple of years. So I haven't really said anything to them, and they don't really know much anyway. But my grandma, her dad is mixed, so like I don't know exactly what's going on with that. And then my grandpa on my mom's side, he say he's fully black, but if you look at him, you can tell something got mixed up in there to make him come out with light skin with red hair. So and his so I don't know.
No. You never so you never done a family tree.
No, I never
You
done
might want to
that.
start doing that. You might want to start doing that.
I mean, but then at the end of the day, you're just gonna find out information that 9 times out of 10 you could have really figured out if you did critical thinking.
Now, are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm sure you're gonna find certain like your lineage is gonna have something to do with Africa. It's gonna have something to do with Europe in some form or fashion, and
I,
you're gonna put two and two together in some cases. Because if you're black, if you consider yourself a Black American or African American, you understand that in this country, certain things happen to certain people.
okay. Well,
So if you just critically think, I mean, you're not. I mean, obviously, some people's stories are different, but 9 times
some.
out of 10, you're not going to think you just an ordinary person that just whatever wild story you can think of. I could say the same thing about myself. I'm just going to
Well,
think
you might
that
want to make you might want to make sure, right? Because this just going off speculation isn't always the best thing. It seems like you're going off speculation instead of finding
well,
out what's actually there.
that's true. I am going off the speculation that most people.
Yeah. So what I advise you to do, I'm not telling you where you're from or where you're not from. That's the thing. I just advise you to you got a hot mic, CR. You got a hot mic, CR.
You talking to me?
I'm talking to CR.
Oh.
Let me do them up. But yeah, I'd advise you to research your family surnames and your family, what where they were born
I
at.
mean, but I did. My last name is Townsend, and that's an Irish last name. So like, I don't know.
All right, but you don't know like where that traces back to when they got from Ireland, do you? When they
I
came
don't
to
know who
America
got,
from
but
Ireland.
my family is black as hell. So and also they're Cherokee as hell. So it don't make nothing makes sense. Some people switch their names.
You can make sense of it by doing your family tree. It's not hard. It will tell you, records will tell you what your family was doing at a certain time, where they lived, how old they were, where they were born, when they got married, when they were born. In some case, birth certificates,
But
that's a different
so
court
everything
case.
is not always
If they
documented. In some
okay,
cases documented.
that's fine. That's fine. Everything isn't documented, but it doesn't hurt to try to
That's
find
true.
it.
For sure.
Like, yeah, people gotta get out this mindset that searching your family is impossible. Like, if you're not exhausting every option, then what are you doing? You're doing a disservice to yourself and your family. So, do you help people with their family trees? Yeah, I do. You can hit me up on my social medias. I got you.
Well, I well
Or you can
my
join.
aunt did
Hold
it.
on.
Sorry.
Or you can join my Discord. I help people with their family trees. But go ahead. What you were saying?
I said my aunt, she just started building her family tree, and she actually did find like some of our relatives because my grandma's dad, I get he had one family with a black girl and then another family with a white girl. So he would live with the white family, and we just found out the other white family that looked exactly like, you know, but the black family were just different skin color, like faces, features, and everything.
All right. You may hit me up on Instagram or YouTube. Is Darvid Osiris. I'll send you the link there. Not YouTube, Instagram or Twitter. Young people, you guys got to start checking your courthouse. You'll be shocked. Oh yeah. Check. You got to check the courthouse records. Uh, you gotta check National Archives. Yeah, just hit me up in the back end. Just hit me up on any platform, basically. Um, but you got to start checking these archives, these libraries, these court records. Courts have a lot of stuff. Census records, marriage records, unalive records, WAR records, military records. There's
And
so many.
also, what about people that got big families? Because my grandpa got like 20 kids. He passed away
Long,
though, so that's
long
another thing.
you can trace back to what that person, the womb that they came out of, or the nutsack they came out of. Um, you know, when I tested and did the raw DNA, it proved true. It was true. All right. What's up, left footed?
Oh, CEO fam, what's good with you?
Not much. Yeah, I'm just chopping it up because yeah, having the genealogy chat. Oh, she's gone. I sent you the Discord link. Jania, start with one at a time. Oh, she's gone now. Thank you for the follow, Pete May.
But I say
You
you
said,
gotta look, you gotta know what you're looking at too, because you can
yeah,
look at a
that too.
record and think somebody's YT, but it's really just a status, and they got land.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Can you send me the link also? I had some roadblocks. Yeah, somebody reached out. Group Smooth is sending out the link to people. So if y'all got it, we got Luke on the panel. What's up, Luke?
What's going on? What's going on, brothers?
Going on? Not much. Just chopping it up. Seeing what people got engaged. I got you. Appreciate it, Groove.
I mean, it's crazy. I really got into my family tree and our history probably about 12, 13 years ago. And when I first started, I was on this, I don't know why, but I was on this cycle, this dive looking in Africa. And
Mm-hmm.
when I started looking at Africa, it led me back to here, to America. Right. So I'm originally from South Florida, and majority of my family is. So when I really started to do, some real research, that's when I got into, the Seminole, the Indians, the Choctaw, the Creek, and start to get a better understanding of exactly, you know, where my family actually, you know, came from versus the whole narrative of Africa and boats and slave ships. I found out that, you know, we've been here the entire time, you know, and even with my fiance, you know, she kind of walked with me on this journey as well. And I kind of led her family back to, so we're currently located here in Atlanta, Georgia. And,
Right.
you know, even with that, her dad was able to take the information that I gave them and go down to the country and find out that their family owned over, you know, 200 acres of land.
Right. Wow. That's beautiful.
Just based off of, you know, identifying, you know, correctly, and not this whole, you know, we from Africa and, you know, we African Americans and things like that. You know, listen, a lot of our family, they come from here. They've been Americans, you know, for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
That's fire. What's up, New Era? But no, thank you for sharing that. But yeah, if y'all see me addressing comments, I'm tending to like 2 different chats. I forgot to go live on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube right now. Hundreds, not thousands. But yeah, he said it's a bunch of us. You know, we got records. Like, I've been doing genealogy a long time. You chose us kind of home. Appreciate that, New Era. Who else we got? What's up, Kobe? You got the snowman. I mean, you got the Santa Claus emoji.
And you know what I'll say is some people would say it's hundreds. The reason why I say thousands, because when I say the Americas, people have a tendency to forget about South America, right? People they only focus on North America, right? So we were in North America and South America. We were pretty much everywhere, right? Outside of Africa.
For sure. Yeah, don't mind the naysayers. Because this is live. Can folks prove that they have African ancestry? Already did. Yeah, I don't know all that about all that. What's up, Marcus?
It's that guy about it.
We got John. What's up, John?
Hey, how's it going, sir?
Nothing much. Just chilling, just chopping up.
What up?
You know, there's a lot to be said about this topic and stuff that you got. One of the things I wanted to say is that, you know, everything is really upside down. You know, as far as like, you know, slavery and stuff like that in this country, we are educated to blame, you know, a certain group of people. But it's like, I'm gonna give you an example. If a Chinese does something to me, I just because they're Asians, I'm not gonna blame a Japanese person. So a lot of people got this thing in their head because of the bad education, is blaming white people for slavery when there was the Spanish who actually was the ones that did the slavery. If you could look at the states that held the slavery, it was like Mexico, Florida. I'm sorry, the states in this country that held slavery are named in Spanish. If you look at the word Negro in Spanish, means black, and that's what the so-called African Americans were called in those times. So, I mean, just to look at the example of today, where you got Haiti surrounded by these, and Haiti actually liberated almost damn near 50% of the Latin Americans. So,
are you speaking on the Spanish conquistadors?
I'm speaking on just Spanish period, like, you know, the Spain, because if the thing that people don't really link is the Spanish Inquisition. The Spanish Inquisition happened in 1473, and these people got into this country in 1492, and that has, and I don't know why the historians never put the Spanish Inquisition mixed with the you know, Columbus, the whole migration of Columbus. A lot of people say that they came through the Atlantic, and it's false. They actually came through a passage in the South Pacific, which actually it's the same route that what's that explorer from Spain? Marco Polo. That's so
Mhm.
because they follow the merchant route. So the conception of it's like I said, everything is upside down. The Americas is the old world, and the new world is in the other side, which is Africa. That's all the new world because there's pyramids here. There's older than the pyramids over there. There's this tribe, and I don't want to be long-winded. I apologize. There's this tribe called the Hopewell tribe. Is from Ohio. It's older than everything. You know, this is why I don't want to be long-winded, brother. I just wanted to share that with you guys, man.
Yeah,
And
I agree with
like I said, just because, and my last point, I'm sorry, just because you know they got white people that are Spanish, they got white French people. I'm sorry, the white tea people. Just because, like I said, use the example like Asians. If a Chinese person does something to you, you're not gonna harm a Japanese person. Just you have to really dig down and know to understand that the England people was the first people that actually abolish our second people to abolish slavery next to the Haitians because they followed behind the Haitians. And the Americas is breaking down into three groups. The French is the Canadians, the middle is the English, and the Spanish is in the bottom. That's why you will never see a Afro-Latino president in South America. Ever. So that's what I just wanted to say.
All right, appreciate that.
John, are you black, John?
Now I'm Spanish, brother. I'm a real dark-skinned Spanish person. This is why I'm in a way I feel blessed because I seen both sides of the argument, and I understand that you know my brothers and sisters up north is blaming white people when it's really this Spain. This the problem. You know, you blame you just because they're white. I mean, I guess, but you blaming the wrong people for it.
They hold to nobody off the table.
Yeah, I was gonna say ain't nobody on the table with me.
Philly. They all
I
mean,
affiliated. They always a part of it.
I'm not gonna say there's no English people when they came from the north down that it was a business that transitioned in those days. You understand what I mean?
You know who the Spanish people they talking about? You know what they was called? You know the name of the Spanish people?
It actually is something like that because they actually
it was called the Moors. The Moors.
That's false, brother. I mean,
No,
the Moors did help.
You don't remember the Spanish? The Spanish when the Spanish was when Moors was in Spain.
See, this is another. I totally understand. See, the Moors was the ones that actually navigated, helped navigate to get to the Americas. They were
got
really
to
good.
the Americas.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But what I'm saying that the people that actually left Spain under Queen, forgot her name, is it Elizabeth? Is Isabel? Under Queen Isabel, when they got expelled there, they was actually the Yamaka people. You know, this is why you find Hebrew written tombstones here in the Americas as early as the 1500s.
The Yamaka people was dressed and looked exactly like the Moors did.
Well, they actually dressed like pilgrims. They actually dressed like pilgrims.
They was dressed. They had their thing wrapped up. You know, they look like the ninjas.
Turbans, face covered.
Look, regardless of what they was dressed like, we are identifying them who they were. Who they were a mix of people that converted into Christianity on the Queen Isabel because they was praising.
Remember, they was under Christianity.
It wasn't praising
Crusaders. Remember the Crusaders? With some people they called the Crusaders. Remember those guys? It was the Holy War. Remember you had the
Knights Templar and all that
stuff.
Right,
them guys.
Into that. But what I'm speaking of is the people that got expelled that never get mixed with slavery here in this country. Those are the people that actually started slavery. That's what, like I say, is the difference why New York is spelled New York, and is a different type of grammar that they're using to the states in the bottom, like
Yeah, it
Texas,
used to
New
be
Mexico.
Amsterdam.
Exactly what I'm saying. So you understand that the people that control the north were English speaking people,
Yeah,
and
the
the people
British.
that control the south. So
It was the
the
ones that
Civil War,
controlled the South.
the war that happened with the North and the South was
It was
the
against
war
all
that
the
happened.
immigrants.
Black Europeans or white Europeans.
The Keebler immigrants. That was
Yeah,
they,
what I'm
they Irish, they Italians, they all them the Greeks and all they little people. That's who ran the South.
I was about to say, and then it depends with the Spanish too as well. The area, like in the Tidewater, Carolina regions, the Spanish ain't had no influence over there. They got kicked out early. So yeah, the Spanish more so stayed in their areas, but when we talk about the 13 colonies, the Spanish ain't really had no influence outside of like maybe some South Carolina and Georgia, but that's about it. In the 1500s, they're able to kidnap a Powhatan chief, right? But 10 years later, they end up kicking him out. They kicked out the Soto and then the Carolinas and things like that. So,
but this is history that is not really spoken into, the people nowadays. So it's just white tea people. It's just put them all together in a bunch, and this is the problem. Once we identify who it is, it's not going to repeat itself. I don't know whose political party you guys follow, but
it's a lot of people. It's outside.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got
what type
Black
of Spanish
Europeans in there too.
I was about to say, what type of Spanish are you talking about? Are you talking about Moriscos, Moranos? Are you talking about Sephardis? Are you talking about?
I'm talking about how the other gentleman said, as far as Italians, Spaniards, that whole conglomerate of people.
Even that's a blanket. Like, who are they? Like, are they?
And if you want to be, look, I'm about to go even a little deeper right now. The real blame of all of this is actually Africans. If you go back to the conqueror,
like which Africans? Like which ones?
Well, I'm gonna explain right now. Conqueror Hannibal. Hannibal, a lot of tribes. Hannibal went into Italy and conquered Italy and was there for a period of time. Now these people didn't.
He turned to party boy over there. He forgot what he came for. He forgot his whole mission and went over there and started partying. He seen them Keeblers with them nipples, them pink nipples. Yep. He just started going crazy over there. He forgot what he came over there to do.
What I'm trying to get to is the Italians and all these people didn't forget that. So when it was time to let me move it all along. When they got expelled, they didn't forget who was the people that slaved their grandparents or whatever. So when they came to the Americas, they wasn't thinking about socializing with the Black Americans that they found here in this side of the world. It was a dog-eat-dog world. This is why I say that the Africans played a role into this, because they started going into Italy and conquering Italy. You know what I'm saying? And you can go back.
The Moors.
I mean, not just the Moors, because Hannibal was where? Where was Hannibal from? He wasn't just from the like a lot of times when
he was a Carthaginian.
Yeah, exactly. Carthaginians, Etruscans, like they're all the same people. Moors, they're all the same. They're in the Iberian Mediterranean area. They're all the same people down there.
But go back to the Holy War that you said. If you think about it, Hannibal, he worshipped Baal. That's why his name was Hannibal. So in the Holy War, You know
Go.
who Bow is, so that's what happened to that guy.
Yeah, yeah. Even though even more is a blanket, but didn't know in stock like it's saying call all the same when they had it's insane calling them all the same people when they had different blocks. Like those people in those areas, they all fall into the same guys. Like I'm not here to play semantics. Etruscans, Carthaginians, they're from the same areas. The
Yeah,
Etruscans are the original. The Etruscans are the original Greeks and Romans.
they had
Right.
different guys, and as it progressed, they transformed one guy to another guy and gave him the same name.
When Gapo still.
Versus Phoenix Moon, same sandwich.
Same sandwich.
Who was in rulership of Italy when Hannibal went in and conquered?
Who was in rulership of Italy?
Yep, at the time. Was it a Moorish king?
I know.
Probably.
What's
Most
his name?
likely.
Spario. I think Spario beat Hannibal. Yeah, his name was Spario, right? That's the one that beat him.
Now, did Hannibal go into Italy multiple times, or was it just that one time?
He
I'm sure he went there
ran
multiple
all
times.
up and down.
Yeah.
But he ran all up and down a whole thing.
Right.
He took place after place. But when he went to Italy, he stayed there for like 5 years. Rome was weak. So weak, they just going to submit. But they ain't never submit. He wasn't supposed to stay in Italy that long. He was supposed to just regroup and just go ahead and do what he was supposed to do, conquer Rome like he was supposed to. But he didn't. He waited for 5 years. And while he's sitting there sleeping, Rome got strong again. Spario studied his every move. He studied him like he studied Hannibal every move and used his own tricks against him to beat him. You know, it's like the Daniel's son beating Sensei. That's what that was like.
Well, we got the same up here.
I want to ask a question.
Great point, by the way. Great point.
What's up, the same?
So, do you African Americans believe in the?
Who's African American? Who's African American?
What are you? How can I call you guys?
Just call me American.
Americans.
Yeah.
Or you can say N-word.
Okay.
Y'all N-words.
Okay.
nah.
Do you Americans?
American Indian.
American Indian. Okay. The question is: do you Americans believe in the DNA test, the ancestry DNA test? Do you believe in it?
No. Not to connect you to an ethnicity. Hold on 1 second. Not to connect to an not to connect you to an ethnicity, only to connect you with living people.
Yep.
Yeah, because I did my ancestry test. I'm African. I did my African ancestry test, and it never lied. You know, you cannot tell me.
How many Americans did you match with?
I'm not an American.
Right, but so you just might be African.
He just asked you how many did you match with?
Yeah, how many Americans?
We know by your voice, sir, that you're not American, sir.
Please.
Hold on 1 second. Y'all need 1 million people flying off the mic. Like, how many Americans did you match with that test?
Why would I match with Americans? I don't get your question.
If you're related to us, aren't you going to match in a connection to living people?
What I was trying to say is I've seen many Americans here on TikTok who have done their DNA test, and they have their roots back in West Africa, many of them, and they accept it. Why don't you guys want to accept it?
That's why I asked. Hold on. That's why I asked. I asked him the same thing. I just asked you, how many Africans did you match with?
Right.
How many what?
How many Americans did you match with as an African?
Now you can't help.
I didn't match with any Americans.
Right. Why? What part of Africa are you from?
What part of I'm from East Africa.
East Africa, what part?
I'm from Uganda.
You're from Uganda. How many Africans did you match with?
But
how many other Africans did you match with?
I'm answering your questions, but
did
you're
you
not
match with
answering
any?
mine.
Hold on. Did you match with any Africans in West Africa?
Yes, I did. From
like
Senegal.
living people. Like living people.
Like what?
Living people.
Yeah, from Senegal.
So what generation cousin are they? Are they first cousins, second cousins, third cousins, fourth
Yeah,
cousins?
like second cousin, not
Okay,
first
you got
cousin.
okay, but you didn't match with any Americans?
No, I want to ask you, but you didn't answer my question.
I can answer your question,
Go
Kasim.
ahead,
Why
Damien.
don't
Hey,
Americans physically
Kasim,
yourself?
Kasim,
Yeah,
over there in Uganda, where you at, right? Your hood, right? How many tribes you got over there? How many different tribes over there?
we got 50 tribes.
Okay, over here in America, we a whole different tribe from y'all.
Yes, I didn't say we're the same. I didn't
Yeah,
say we're the same.
so we a different tribe. Y'all a different tribe. So hook up with your own 15 tribes that's over there. Y'all get them all together and become one tribe. Y'all become one hood.
No,
You
we
know?
can't be one because we're different.
We different. We the 16th tribe, homie. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that we are
we
the
over
same.
here. Huh?
I'm
Why
just
can't-
saying accept
That's
that
why
your
we ain't
roots
going
are
off the
connected to
DNA, John.
Africa.
That's
You
why
just
we ain't
asked-
going off the DNA. That's why we ain't
just-
going off of that.
Right.
We
You
a
just
different
asked. You
tribe.
just asked why we won't accept it. You just asked that shit.
Okay, but science connects you to Africa, but then in your mindset you don't want to accept it, right?
Yeah.
No,
And I asked you, did it connect you to America?
Everybody with dark skin.
Let
is
me
not
ask him this. Let me
Uh-huh.
ask Kasim this. All right, so let's say your family found out that y'all really from somewhere else doing DNA tests or whatever format that you found your family to be related to this other group of people, and you just so happen to find out that these people sold your family into your situation to why you're having to take these tests and find out about that that side of your family. Want to associate with that side of the family that you know sold your people into?
Yes, because
no,
because
you
I
wouldn't.
can't,
No,
because
the fuck
it's
you
the
wouldn't.
25th century.
You would have resentment.
You
for
the
those
boy that
people.
sold
You
us
would
out,
have
though.
no wanting to even be a part of those people because one, they
you
sold
gave
you
us to the
into
beast.
enslavement. Two, they didn't come and get you out of that situation. So
You ain't even
what
come
in
out
your
with.
mind will make you think that you would still want to be in fellowship with the same people that didn't give a fuck about your existence or your ancestors' existence, who they sold off to.
Yeah, what was your boat?
Yeah, but why are you blaming the people right now, the Africans? Where are we to blame now?
Because
You know,
the living descendants.
you
of
know,
them, if
you
that's
want to
the
know
case.
what y'all guys are? Y'all some shitty in-laws, fucking on our grandmamas, fucking on our grandmamas.
The people you're
You know what I'm
supposed to blame
saying?
are dead.
Y'all
Drop
some
some first in
shitty
the chat, y'all.
in-laws.
What's up, Nikki?
Don't go that far. I ain't gonna say that much, like with the brother here, because I don't.
There is no way you can blame me for what my ancestors did.
Y'all
No.
lined this up.
Go ahead. Hold on.
You
One
got
second.
it.
1 second. 1 second. Nikki has a question. Go ahead, Nikki.
Thank you. So I just have one question for the guy. I can't see because it's asking me to like cut my mic on from a different view or whatever, but I have one question for, what's his name?
Kasim.
Kasim. Hi. So do you know that there are African tribes that aren't even from the continent of Africa in origin? So that when we take a DNA test and it says one African country, it should really say the origin country of the people because we're doing DNA, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and those people aren't like the Yoruba from Nigeria. They're not from there. They're from like the Middle East. They're from Arabia, right? They're from Yemen and places like that in origin, right?
Are you talking about the Fulani, the Yoruba?
No, I said the Yoruba. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you. But but they're not even from there. So wouldn't the DNA test say something? The results say something different, being they're not from there in origin.
Okay, as an African, when I do my DNA, it doesn't take me to, because my ancestry comes also from Yemen, but it doesn't take me to Yemen. No, because that is like 1 million years ago.
Oh, you came from Yemen 1 million years
Kasim,
ago.
where are you from?
Are you saying there's no people like you still in Yemen?
No, thank you.
Did you connect with people in Yemen as well?
You know,
Kasim, where you from?
Are you the Wati tribe?
Hey, Kasim, where you like it better at, man? You like it over here?
I mean, no, I'm being real serious. Like, did you
Yeah.
connect with anyone?
You want to
from
join the
Yemen?
team? You want to roll with us,
Hold
Kasim?
on, Damien.
Excuse me.
He's still talking.
Did you connect with anyone that's in Yemen?
No, my reply was
Yemen. I'm gonna tell you that.
I'm not from Yemen. What I'm trying to say is
You're from America now, right?
oh my God, let me reply, please.
Yes, come on, y'all.
When 100 years ago or 1,000 migrating, yeah. So you cannot, the ancestry can't take me 1,000 years ago or 1,000,000 years ago. Sorry, no.
You don't understand what I'm asking you. Because I don't believe, because I don't even know how to say it, because I want to say the BOOD line of those people in Yemen. Are you telling me they took every single person from there and there's no longer any more of your type of people there that you might connect to?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Wait.
Okay, so what's your point, Nikki? Go straight to the
I'm
point.
asking questions. It's not my real point is that in origin, right? If you are from a place, that's where the DNA should direct you to.
Okay, wait. Can I say something?
Go ahead. I mean, it seems it has an answer.
Yeah. So the thing is, all African Americans, all Americans, as you call yourself, most of you all,
Look where we're from. Please don't do
Don't
that.
tell us where we're from.
Yeah, please don't do that, because no, please don't do that.
I don't understand why you debunk science. Why you don't want to accept science?
Science changes every day, and the people that are working the science are who? Like, there's actual people who are doing these things. They're leaving things out. They're putting things in. They're doing a lot of stuff.
So you want to tell me there are no black? Okay, there are no Americans who are black who are working in that science sector. You want to tell me it's a whole corrupt system? Is it what you're saying?
Yes, it is a whole corrupt system. Yes.
Why would they corrupt that? Like how do they gain?
My one day.
You don't know.
You wouldn't understand because.
Why? Why would they?
Have they not been doing corruption for centuries?
All right, Kasim, are you Bantu?
Yeah, I'm Bantu. I'm Bantu.
From what country, brother?
Yemen.
From Uganda.
Yemen in origin.
Bantu are not Yemeni in origin, but I wanted to say this, right?
He just said he was Yemen in origin.
No, he's
like 1,000,000 years ago.
Look, I want to say, hold on.
You live in America?
Hold on, can I say something real quick? So I'm from like East Africa, Horn Africa. I'm not very connected to, like, I was born in America though, so like I was raised amongst like Black American culture, but like obviously it's not my history per se, you know, and I've kind of always known that. I try to like stay respectful and know my, my boundaries and whatnot. I understand, like I was like gonna say, I completely understand like vitriol and like, feelings that, Black Americans have towards Africa. And to be honest with you, I believe that Black Americans, they, for better or for worse, they've made their roots now in this country. They get to claim this country. They get to claim their land. This is like, they're indigenous now to this land to some extent. You know what I mean? Indigeneity is relative,
Some extent now.
We've always been.
What do you mean by that?
No, but he
on.
gets it. He understands. He understands though. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like you can't have the experiences that you had.
We're African genetics.
He trying to say we're African.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Okay, so you want to tell me
he ain't let us
what
plane yet.
America?
He's saying we came here, we saw, we conquered.
I'm here. Did you get sold?
So my point is, wait, are you asking me if I got sold?
That we came.
Oh,
yeah, that one. You came here.
I mean, the ancestors.
We came here.
My point is, because I've been noticing on like Twitter and stuff like that, I've been seeing like a lot of wars going on, like South Africans starting wars with like, like obviously online wars. This is all online. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't say WAR.
starting conflicts, online conflicts with like, Black American people and stuff like that. I don't think it's very good for the community as a whole, if it even exists. You know what I mean? But Kasim, at the end of the day, I think like if your ancestors, I mean, if you're Bantu, right, and you claim an origin point in Niger, Congo, and you see yourself as part of this big like macro group that expanded from there, and you like to claim the history of all of these people, then you have to claim it, the good and the bad. You understand me? Like the good and the bad. So, and that's something I've had to come to terms with as a.
You
as
was
an East
born here.
African.
Where are you from, though? You was born in America.
Ask him, where you from, homie?
I was born in America. Yeah.
You claim to be
Oh, what
American?
state?
No, I don't. I mean, yeah, I'm nationally
he's
American. but
American.
I claim to be an Eritrean.
Oh, who?
An
Yeah,
Eritrean. It's a country.
y'all gotta stop flying off. Y'all gotta stop flying off the mic, bro. Keep it one mic. Y'all, that's starting to get annoying.
I mean, the thing
Where is that at?
It's
Where
in
is
East
Eritrea?
Africa. It's in East Africa. So the
You
Horn of
ever
Africa.
been there?
Huh?
When was the last time you were there?
I was there in 2020.
How long you stayed over there?
It's like 6 months.
You was over there for 6 months. So the rest of your life you was in America?
Yeah.
But you claim to be Eritrean?
Eritrean,
Yes,
yeah.
by ancestry is Eritrean.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So you live over there now?
No. I still live in America. Yeah.
Why'd you come back?
What do you mean? Why did I come back?
Yeah.
Because it's Africa at the end of the day.
So you didn't want to be there?
What?
No, because my life is built out here.
Been there for 6 months, man.
Yeah, so
why
I'm
would you
trying
ask
to.
someone why?
He talking like he a foreigner, but he's
No,
saying
I'm not
he
foreigner.
America.
I'm not
Yeah,
foreigner. I wouldn't say I'm a
I'm
foreigner.
on. We got it.
Then what is you saying? What's your point? Like what?
Can we let people land their point so we can get to
Yeah,
it?
land your plane, man.
Yeah, no, my
Alright,
point
man.
is that people have unique backgrounds and experiences and whatnot. And
You want to come up,
that's
Bree?
huh?
Oh, my bad. I was looking at the comment. You want to come up, Bree? So, does somebody mind dropping for Bree? Go ahead, finish.
Go ahead, drop it. Go ahead, drop it, dog.
Finish. All right.
Yeah, basically my point is that people have unique backgrounds, and that at the end of the day I feel like even if there's like some sort of like phenotypic or historical oppression that everybody has faced, that we can't really paint a bunch like in the case of Africa. I don't know if you guys claim to be from Africa. That's not really, I don't really want to get into an argument about that. But my point is like, for example, Africa is a very diverse continent, and there's a lot of different people with very different backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of times we paint the entire continent with a broad brush.
Thank you.
And we make it seem like all these different people, just because they're on the same continent, that they have the same languages or the same experiences when it comes to
but you see how America
colonialism and religion.
Damien, you got to stop cutting people off, man. Let them finish.
Yeah, but he was talking to me.
No, I'm not talking
let
to
people
you.
finish. You've been cutting off everybody, bro.
He ain't land his plane.
All right, yo, stop. Why are you interjecting me now? Like, stop. Bro, you get kicked off the stage, bro. Like this is a flowing conversation. This isn't one mic show. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I'll end my point in like 10 seconds. I basically, like, we can't paint everybody with a broad brush. We all have different experiences with like colonialism, with like religion, with just being in this world. So at the end of the day, and certain people have like groups are like connected to each other, and not every group can be like, I've grown out of this idea that Black people are like I think that we are the most like marginalized or disenfranchised, but we're not miskin. We're not like innocent. We've done stuff to each other. You know what I mean, if you really take a look at the history, we've done a lot of stuff to each other. So, if you really care about like trying to uplift yourselves, you got to look the ugly truth right in its face sometimes. You know what I mean?
All right. What's up, New Air? What's up, Bree? I know we got a new speak. What's up, Receipt?
Yes, what's up?
Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone.
No problem. Thank y'all for coming through. Yeah, tap the screen, y'all. Let's get to 10,000 likes. She's gaslighting. Who is it?
Her name say Riley. She's
Okay,
a
I think.
she's a so-called white Indian too. That she's trying to claim to be a Native American, but she's pretty pale.
Yeah, $5 Indy.
Yeah, basically, yeah, $5 Indian.
All right, I'll keep in mind if she's still here. I guess. I'll look out for her.
Damien, if you don't know what my point is, by the way, I saw your comment. I was like at the end of the day, like when I hear Black Americans like talking about their resentments towards the continent of Africa because of like experiences that they have had, or the way that they look at the history and how they feel about certain people groups back there, that's valid. Like I'm saying it's valid, to be honest with you. And you know, like kind of just trying to like kumbaya, we're all to us, blah blah blah. It's not our fault. It's all their fault. It's not going to work, because that it really just kicks the can down the road. It doesn't really address the resentment. You know what I mean? It's also the same inside the African continent too. There's a lot of tribalism. There's a lot of like stuff that's going on. I feel like, you know, we try to scapegoat, but we don't take enough accountability, to be honest with you. It's a real thing. But like at the end of the day, like I am very, very proud of my like I would call myself a Black man. I'd call myself a proud African. You know what I'm saying? An origin at least. And like I try my best to represent my community, but like, you know, there's stuff that we got to deal with, you know.
Statement. So here, and when I'm speaking of us, I'm talking about just the original Americans. The only reason why I think a lot of us have a problem with Africa, because I don't believe that we had a problem necessarily with Africa as much. We still did, but not as much as we do now, as that people are trying to tell us who we are in our history and trying to insert themselves in our history and claim it as theirs, and you know, things of that nature. But one thing about us as a people, if you don't mention us, we won't notice you and we won't say anything. But once you start mentioning us over and over, every time we turn around, then it's going to be a problem. And I think that's the issue, is that people keep trying to tell us who we are while we're telling you who we are, because we know who we are. And that's problematic. People are in our politics, making decisions here on our land that they shouldn't be. And I that goes for everybody who is not us, everyone who is not us. So I just think that people say that everybody does everything, but we mind our business for the most part, you know.
You know, I was telling my African American friend this the other day. I mean, he claims African American, like Black American. And I was telling him like I kind of like the only reason why a lot of these Africans are even able to enter this country is because during the civil rights movement in 1965, they specifically fought as one of the consequences of the civil rights movement. They opened the borders to a bunch of Africans to be able to come in, right? Which was something that we should be very grateful for, as like that's something I've always known, and I'm very grateful for as somebody whose parents, you know, came to this country as refugees, right? And one thing I kind of noticed is that like a lot of these African American people, they get burdened with the task of representing quote unquote Black movement. And in reality, what that really does is it prevents them from properly ethnogenicizing, which means like really like developing their own distinct, they have their own culture, don't get me wrong. They have their own culture, they have their own history. But when it comes to moving as their own political entity, like an entity that specifically works for their own interests, the way that these Africans be working in their own interests, like they haven't been able to do it because they concern themselves so much with being pro-Black. And it kind of means that some of their issues that are specific to them, that only they would have, it gets swept under the table because they're being constantly bombarded with this idea that we have to represent all Black people. It doesn't give them any time to think about themselves. And so I've told them, like, you guys need to really like I don't know, like a sense of like politically start moving as a unit on your own, because like a lot of these Africans, and they literally like they'll ride on the coattails of like Black American people. They'll love your music, they'll love your culture, whatever, but then behind closed doors they'll say the stuff that they'll say, these people are gangsters. They'll say this stuff, like very xenophobic stuff, as if that they're any better, as if what I mean, like Black American people are not like the single most revenue generating group of quote unquote Black people that exists on this planet. I mean, like you look at the GDP of African Americans, it's like, I think it's like 1 point something trillion. You know what I mean? It's like more than most African countries, So it's like at the end of the day, you're not really being able to tap into that. And it's like the history is being like sold to you guys by people who are not you. You know what I mean? Like when I say you guys, I'm kind of not speaking to in general, but like, because again, I don't know how you guys identify yourselves, but my point is that like you'll see like a movie like 12 Years a Slave or some crazy stuff like that, and then you find out the director, the production, the studio is a white-run studio. All the money from that movie,
All right. Yeah, can you land the plane, please? Like you've been talking for a minute.
Yeah.
The audience is
Basically.